Yeah, can I start?
Sure.
Yep. Just thanks one and all whoever the people are going to placing this call. And about myself, just I want to give a quick introduction of myself. Myself, Uday. I'm having around 15 plus experience in information security, and at present I'm working on the cloud, means the cloud security and the Kubernetes level security. And I'm a certified. I can tell like this. Okay, I'm good in both the compliance and I'm good in both the technology part. Okay, now we are going to discuss with respect of Kubernetes. Okay, and Kubernetes security. If anyone is having any queries, please immediately you can keep in the chat, or after this call we can have a discussion on the particular queries. Most of the people just what the things I have observed from the market, just I'm trying to convey. Most of the people, they are thinking that Kubernetes security means it is automated security which has been placed already in the pipeline and other. But it is not exactly what. In the Kubernetes layer security, definitely you want to consider the main 4 C's in the picture or in the pipeline before you go, or you initiate to go for like. Guys, are you able to hear? Just at least if somebody acknowledges through the chat, that I'm going to be so happy. Yep, thank you. Thank you. When it comes to the Kubernetes security, there are 4 things where you want to consider in the layer wise. Okay. Basically, I think everybody know what is security and how the security should be. Okay. But with respect of information security, just we should not consider only the security. We should consider the governance and the compliance part of that particular application or the product. Without having the governance and the application part, definitely I can tell the particular application is not going to be a secured application, because the services, or I can tell like this, the microservices which are going to be integrated in the particular pipeline or in the product level should have the proper security aligned in the environment. Until unless if you know what to do, where to do, and how to do, definitely we can't ensure the status of our application. So my request or my suggestion for each and everyone, whoever there in the call, it may be it may be the security people or it may be the non-security people, but whoever is following the technology, definitely the first priority should be considered with respect to governance and the technology of the particular application. Whatever the application you are having on, or whatever the product you are going to build, if you're going through the pipeline, instead of going through a legacy network, if you're going to the standard, means the ongoing technology pipeline, definitely you want to segregate your environment itself. Okay. The Kubernetes is also going to be in the CD, but before that you want to segregate that environment. The CA is one and the CD is one. And the CA environment, the Jenkins or the pipeline, whatever the you people are holding on, it should not be the same, or it should not be integrated in the CD level. The CD level should have somewhere where you are able to monitor everything. The force is whatever we are going to talk, or whatever we want to understand is the first one, the code security. Means whatever the product we are having on, definitely we should understand what exactly the product, what we want to what we want to understand in the product, what is the build is going to be pushed into the deployment and everything, and who is going to take, or whatever the ownership. The second thing, where this code is going to be placed, definitely it is going through the pipeline. It is nothing but the cloud, or I can tell it is going to be in the container. Okay, the second C is nothing but the container. Sorry, just here I gone through the message. One of our participant has kept a message. Okay, we all know what security is really. He said there are 4 things to cover about. I'm not sure when point we are not. Sorry for that one. definitely once this session has been happened, definitely I can share the slide, because I had connected to the office network where I can't share the things. Okay, sorry for that one. Colin, I think, is it okay for you? Yep. The fourth is whatever the first C is going to the cloud security, and the second C is going to the container security. What you are going to observe in the container, or how the container has been configured, and how the how the replicas are going to be maintained. These are going to be observed in the container security. The third thing, okay, and the main the third thing is going to be the cloud security. Okay, because the code is going to be placed in the container, and the container is going to be placed on in the cloud, and how the cloud has been configured, where you are going to configure the RBAC for the particular application, whether you are going to be place the RBAC or the security RBAC security or the privilege security in the current Kubernetes level or the cloud level, you want to understand. My suggestion is, or with respect of my experience in the cloud from past 8 years, I'm working on right present, I'm working as an architect, cloud security, a senior architect. We should place the RBAC in the particular in the cloud itself, because it is going to be helpful for negotiate the risk with respect of standards, or negotiate the risk with respect of regulatory compliance. When we are talking about the cloud security, the first we want to understand what type of security we are going to talk, what type of security we are going to do, whether we are going to do the SAST, or whether we are going to do the DAST, or whether we are going to do the IAST. If you are so clear what type of what is the output of the application, depends upon the application. And if you are so clear how many scrums you are going to have in that application, that makes us to get it. Okay. Now, when I'm going to talk, or when I'm going to discuss about the security, okay, I don't want to be it like a session or something. I want the people should raise the questions or something. Definitely, it makes everybody to align, or everybody can understand how we are going to implement the what type of security we are going to implement on the Kubernetes level. Okay, because there are a number of things are going to be there, a number of microservices are going to be running in the Kubernetes, a number of APIs are going to be there, and API to API integration is going to be happen through the microservice and everything. So if you want to understand the Kubernetes security, definitely you want to understand the core, what is Kubernetes, and what are the things you want to be called, how you are going to maintain the Kubernetes, or if you want to already, if the Kubernetes has been implemented, how you are going to negotiate, or how you are going to rationalize the security part in the particular pipeline. Okay, these are the major things, or these are the things where you want to think on when you are going to implement, or when you are going to push the code into the deployment level or in the production level. Okay, is anyone having any type of queries up to here? Yeah, if you are not having, yeah. What is Kubernetes? Definitely. See, I'm comparing. I'm comparing with the legacy environment. Okay, legacy environment instance. We are having some pipeline, or we are having some system. Okay, in that system, we are having uh, we are deploying the application, the total application, or we are having the pipeline which is considered CI/CD. In the CI/CD also, the pipeline, the integration is going to be happening. After that, the deployment is happening on. There is the small parts, means whatever the modules we are having in the particular application, the modules are going to be splitted, or the functions of the application are going to be splitted and created as module. And for the particular module we are going to create, the Kubernetes. Why we are going for the Kubernetes means, if you want to, if for example, the same application, if there are a number of partners, or a number of customers, or a number of third party people are going to use, if they know need this particular area, this function in the particular environment, you are able to give, or you are able to configure only the remaining applications instead of enter the services. Okay, this is why, or this is a technology where the Kubernetes came into the picture. Now, to main thing to understand how the high availability of the application, if any function of the application has been not working properly, or if the any or I can tell like this, if any particular services is not required, or if the particular service is not able to run due to this particular service center, the application performance is going to be affected. To make them understand, or to make the particular product owner to understand, this is the problem on these services. Okay, so this is a configuration fail happen in the particular services. Okay, if you're going to do, or if you're going to run such type of application in the Kubernetes, or the such type of service in the Kubernetes, it is going to be so helpful to understand or to maintain the application in the high availability mode. Okay, the end of the day, whatever the application the companies or the product based companies are going to be organized, okay, they want to understand, they are running the business, or they want to understand the application status. Okay, on which level the application is, what are the types of services, for which type of services, what type of priority they want to give on, or the categorization should be happen, and everything they want to use, or to make this one so effectively, the Kubernetes are going to be placed there in a place. And the second thing, why the Kubernetes are there, or why the Kubernetes should be considered. If you are having a business in n regions, if I'm having the single Kubernetes environment, and I'm going to take that image and I'm going to directly push that one, the particular image into the different region, because every region is having their own regulations. I can tell that in the different word, every region is having their own data localizations. Okay, if you want to maintain the data localization in every region, the environment should not be the same environment. Okay, in every environment you want to deploy the code, means, and you want to create the pipeline and everything. If I'm having the base image of the Kubernetes, and within half an hour I can implement in any type of region, it is not going to be the very challenging thing. So this is where the Kubernetes come into the picture. Now what we are going to talk, or what we are going to understand in the particular Kubernetes. Okay, in the particular, this is calendar with respect to of security part. What we are looking at, definitely the first part, the code, whatever the application, from the security perspective, we are going to understand so clearly what is really needed in the code, what type of security testing should be implemented, and what type of container scan we want to go on, and how you are going to negotiate or segregate the open source and the enterprise editions of the tools and everything. With my experience, just I want to give a small just a small demo. It is not like a demo or something. I can give what the things are needed, but after this session, definitely I can share the PPT, which can be helpful for each and everyone. On the code level, first you want to understand. Now the developer is going to develop the code, and he's going to push that one to the bucket. From in the bucket, definitely you want to understand, or you want to enable the code, the SaaS tool or the SEA tool, to negotiate the open source libraries, or the risk of the open source libraries of the pipeline. After that, you are going to push to the pipeline. There you are going to have the SaaS is going to be there. Before the build has been happened, definitely the SaaS should be implemented, and you should understand what type of quality we are going to maintain, whether there is an unconditional or unregions the links has been placed or not. After that, once the build has been done, immediately you want to scan for the build. Okay, why you want here, the n number of tools are going to be there. The major tools are the most of the in the market, the best tools are going to be the SMIC or the counter security, or the Sonar itself is having the particular option. If you want to, once the build has been done, means in the code level part, now we are doing the SAST. After that we are doing the DAST. After that we are doing the, means after that we are going, if you don't want to go for a DAST or SAST, you are going for IAST, where the IAST is a combination of runtime application security protection and interactive system. Here the two things are going to be happen, and whatever the flow of the application you have created, or what are the use cases you are going to create, you had created when you are going to design the application, it is going to take that same thing, and it is going to give a better output. On top of that one, the container is going to be, now the build has been finished, and after that container is going to become. Here what we are going to do, Once the build has been going to means once the build has been placed, or once it has been placed in the particular cluster or the container, now you want to understand how the IP, how the user is going to interact with the particular services which has been hosted in the container. And now how the things are going to be happen. The user is going to sit in the public IP and the container is going to be in the private IP. How the interaction is going to be happen. Whether any configuration is going to be done by manual, definitely I can tell there are two layers of interaction is going to be happen. One is going to be happen by the manual, means the guy who is going to sit in the DevOps or the particular Kubernetes, they are going to configure that one. The second one is going to be happen in the internally, because the Kubernetes is having the particular range of the port should be open. The particular range of ports is from the 30,000 to 32,700 change. Means they are having around 2,700 IPs or 2,000 around 800 IPs, where this IPs only you want to give on to interact or to get a response. If you are going to keep the particular IPs in the particular stealth mode or the particular ports in the stealth mode, definitely you are not going to get a response. Then your application or your services in the application are not going to be there in the high availability mode. And from the container, how it is going to talk to the customer? Okay, first it is going to in the container level, in the node level, the IP is going to be there. The particular IP is going to talk to the internal IP. Means whatever the containers we are having, it should not be in the public. And whatever the clusters you are maintaining, if you are going to maintain the three data attached in the same in the same Kubernetes level, definitely here also there is nothing going to be in the front face of the in the public environment. Everything is going to be in the private. And the customer, whoever the customer is going, the customer is going to talk to the particular application. The application is going to call to the particular cluster, and the particular cluster is going to talk to the internally. It is going to create an IP, and the particular IP is going to talk to the container. Means if you are able to see here, you are having the three IPs, one the public IP, and the two are going to be the internal IPs. One is maintained by the admin guy, and one is going to be created internally in the ecosystem of the Kubernetes. After that, I hope the 2 points regarding with respect of cloud and code and containers has been cleared. If you are having any queries, please raise. Okay, once again, I'm telling sorry for you guys. Okay, because I have not done with the PPT. I have not came with the PPT. Here I'm not able to share in the office environment. If you people are having any queries, you can keep in a chat. Definitely, I can push each and every one. Yeah, is everything clear? At least any acknowledgement? Yep. When coming to the cloud, because the particular Kubernetes is going to be yeah, when coming to the cloud, definitely when coming to the cloud, the Kubernetes are going to be placed in the cloud. If you are going to maintain the on premises or on any local data centers also, it is nothing but it is going to be like a private cloud. Okay, now how you are going to create, or how you are going to, what are the things you are going to check on with respect of market? Okay, today most of the people or most of the companies, whoever has been integrated the cloud environment in their business, around 50,000, 59% of the companies has been affected due to the misconfiguration in the cloud. The cloud instance, it is not on the cloud. The Kubernetes, which has been placed in the cloud also. Okay. If you are going to do the misconfiguration, definitely it is going to be a huge loss for your, not only the product, your organization. The same way, the cloud configuration and everything also. For example, if you are having some VPC, in the particular VPC, you are going to deploy this all things. I mean, in the particular, you are going to create this all things, and if you are going to do, definitely you want to understand what is the least, what are the main things you want to consider. The main thing is going to be the least privilege access you want to be done. To whom you want to do, to what we want to do, what in which level we want to give on. If today, okay, today technology day, most of the applications or most of the DevOps, what the DevOps is talking is, the developer want to understand what the configuration should be given. or what the configuration is happening in the application, in the infra level or infrastructure level, or from the DevOps, means from the operation level. Until unless the developer don't know these 3 points, definitely they can't ensure the high availability of the product. To make that one so clear, the people or whatever the configuration we are having in the DevOps, definitely it should be considered, or the configuration should be calculated, and the we want to give the, from security perspective, we want to ensure the cloud security posture management has been happened clearly. What are the things you are going to maintain the cloud security posture management? The IAM should be inbuilt. The second thing, the compliance part should be calculated. The regulation should be how it is going to interact with the database. Everything should be calculated. These are going to be the major roles of the cloud security. Top of that one, you want to understand what type of configuration has been happened, which level configuration has been happened, whether any app servers or anything has been in public or not. Everything should be understood. These are the main things where you want to understand, and these are the main things how you are going to maintain the confidentiality on the application should be understood. Should be delivered from the architecture level. Any questions on these three topics? Yeah, if you are not having any questions on these three topics, definitely I can go in depth on each and every one of three things. Okay, the code, cloud, and container, and the cloud, and I can ensure okay everybody can understand, because I'm not having the slide and you are not able to see the slide, so it makes a huge gap whatever I'm telling on whatever you are understanding. But definitely once the session has been done, definitely I will ensure that the PPT is going to be delivered. Okay, let me go in depth. What is needed in the code security, and what type of things you are going to evaluate in the code security. Most of the people blankly, they used to form or they used to follow the OWSP. OWSP is the security. Okay, when it comes to the Kubernetes, in OWSP there are two types of things you want to consider. One, the Kubernetes level security, and the second one, the code level security. Means OWSP top 10 of the code and OWSP top 10 of the Kubernetes. When we are talking about the OWSP top 10 of the Kubernetes on the cloud, the first is going to be the privilege, as we discussed. And when we are talking about the cloud, when we are going to talk about the OWSP in the code level, the top 10 is going to be maintained. And not my point here is we should not only depend upon the cloud. We want to understand what is the business, what type of business we are doing, or whether we are doing in the manufacturing unit, whether we are in the fintech, means the financial institutes, or whether we are in the healthcare. We want to understand what are the threats are going to be, what are the threats we are going to we want to stop before something happened to the organization. The main thing, how the chain vulnerabilities, how you are going to negotiate the chain vulnerabilities in the code level itself, means in the application which has been going to be delivered to the customer. For example, if you are going to do the business, there are two types of business is going to be there. One, the application directly is going to reach to the customer. Second one, the application is directly talking to the partner, and the partner is going to talk to the application to the customer. If you are going to do any of one of this one, definitely you want to ensure that the security or the chain vulnerabilities of the each vulnerability which has been identified should be negotiated at the initial stage of the application. So for that, what you want to do? The first thing, you want to understand whether what type of application, what type of services we are giving on. The second thing, you want to understand whatever the use cases with respect to your business requirement has been captured or not. The third thing, The threat modeling of the particular application should be identified and should be done, and the report of the vulnerable threat modeling should be calculated and it should be closed at the initial level itself. The fourth thing, once the deployment has been done, how the monitoring and what is the traffic or whether any abnormal activities are going to be happening in the application and everything should be monitored continuously in each and every organization. Means this particular environment should be integrated with the SIM in the organizations. If you are going to maintain these 5 things, definitely I can ensure your application is going to be secure. If you see the day-to-day challenges with respect of any vulnerabilities, whatever it may be the 0-day or it may be the regular vulnerabilities or maybe the known threats or it may be the unknown threats. Basically, these things are going to be happen in the 2 stages or 2 types. Due to the negligence of the developer or due to the negligence of the employment creation, this is the one type, and the second type, the hacker really want to compromise your application. This is the 2 types are going to be happening. Most of the time we are not able to predict how the hacker is going to come and everything, but we can ensure that what are the security controls we are going to place, or what are the security controls we are going to monitor, or what are the security controls you are going to negotiate before going to the production itself. Because the prevent you is far better than the cure. If you are going to prevent yourself before something happened, after that you can think what are the challenges, because you can understand I had placed a number of controls where how the customer is going to come, who is the third party, what are the things, what is the abnormal activities happening in my application. Now when it comes to the code security, we want to be so clear. Okay, there should not be any open source libraries should be placed in the code level, and the code directly you should not push. The source code directly you should not push directly. If you are using if the product is having any Android or iOS application, the package is going to be there, but you want to ensure the SSL pinning should be happen in the code before the deployment it's going to be happen. But when you are going to talk web application and everything, we want to understand who are the actors for this particular application, up to which level you are able to place the controls, and up to which level you are able to monitor. This should be understand. No means we can't build our security application in any environment. Okay, it may be legacy or it may be Kubernetes or it may be cloud. Now coming to the Kubernetes, coming to the container. The container, whatever the services are going to be going through the going to the live through the application, it is going to be first. It is going to be identified in the containers. The services, whatever the container is going to talk, what type of services is going to talk to the what type of API is talking to the another API. What are the microservices has been placed, whether it is a REST or whether it is a SOAP or what, if it is any other third parties. If it is going to be happen, how the configurations happen, in which level the configurations happen, how this configuration is going to be monitored continuously. What is the posture management of this of the particular Kubernetes? These all things should be questioned and these all things should be monitored to understand. Okay, if we are able to understand 95% of the application, or if you are able to think 95% of the application is going to be controlled by you, if any abnormal activities happening in the application also can monitor and easily ensure that okay, my application is going to be have a high availability. Because if you are not able to understand up to 95%, definitely I can tell your security posture management is going to be less than 5% or 10%. Means you should rework on the particular application or the particular environment to negotiate or to ensure that okay, you are in a secure way. Your container is going to be placed in the Docker, and here the Docker configuration is going to be happen. How the Docker configuration is going to be happen? Who is going to monitor these all things? A number of challenges are going to be there when you are going to talk about the container security or the cloud security. The next thing, or the top layer is going to be the cloud security. Who is going to own the cloud and who is going to take the responsibility of the cloud? Means who is the owner of the cloud? What type of key custodians are there in the cloud? And what type of activities? What type of activities are running, or what type of services are running in the particular cloud other than the Kubernetes? or what type of applications is going to be hosted in the cloud, and the hosted application, how it is going to talk to the Kubernetes, everything. These are major things where the particular people want to concentrate and want to take the responsibility. Okay, if anyone is having the particular, see, another around 10 minutes or around 14 minutes are there. Just if you are having any queries or anything, please let me know. That makes me to get a clear picture. But once again, I'm going to tell openly, sorry for everyone that I'm not shared anything slides or anything, but I'm ready to uh, support. Once the session has been happened through another system, I wanted to share that one. I can, once the call has been done, I can share that PPT for you people. If you are having any queries, please let me know. I think nobody has raised any queries or anything. And just I want to bring another topic at here when we are talking about the Kubernetes security and everything. In the particular pipeline, if you want to maintain the security, proper security with respect of standards or with respect of NIST, definitely there should not be any manual interaction in the deployment level. That is mandatory. And you want to have the monitoring dashboard where you can see how the deployment is happening on what type of service, what type of port, on which services, and how it is maintained, and who is the owner of the service, and how it is going to be interacted on the traffic hours or the non-traffic hours and everything. If you are able to see in depth, like the in depth, okay, you drill down each and every use case of the application, and you, if you're going to say, segregate depends upon the severity of the microservices, definitely I can ensure that the particular Kubernetes environment is going to be secure, and the product is going to be having the high availability uh, in the uh, in the production side. Yep. Anything else? Any questions? Guys, if you're not having any queries, please. If you are having queries, please. We are having a time, couple of minutes we are having on. Definitely, we can just I can answer about any query from the security perspective in the architecture level, how to deploy and everything.
All right, everyone. So our speaker is done presenting, and so we welcome your questions, and you can send it through chat. And if you wanted to, if you want to speak, then yeah, just message me. I think I'm gonna disable. I mean, I'm going to enable the unmute themselves. All right, so everybody can talk now. You can just unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Yep. Thanks for providing that environment. Folks, I think you are now everybody's having a right to, means everybody can raise their questions. Definitely, I'm ready to answer for that one. If anybody's having any queries, please be open and please talk. But with respect of the slide, definitely once the call has been done, I will share to the organizers. Definitely the organizers will support you with the slides.
All right, seems there are no questions today. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm
Yep,
looking forward to your slides and then
sure.
um okay. All right.
Thank you.
So have a
Yep,
nice day everyone. Thank you
yep,
so much. Have
thank
a
you.
great day.
Yep.
Bye.